Hello, Ruby Hill. It's Miss Handy. Welcome to your very first online ELD lesson. We'll be posting a video every day so we can keep learning about ecology or our environment. All of the teachers are taking turns recording the lessons, so you'll hear from me, Miss Ress, Miss Carton, Miss Steckmeyer, Mr. Sanjamino, Miss Villalobos, and Miss Roberts. Let's go ahead and get started with Lesson 1. Our objective today is to use nouns and adjectives to describe jungle animals' physical features. Nouns are people, places, animals, and things. When we talk about the animals or their body parts, we're using nouns. All of our nouns will be in blue. We're also going to use adjectives. Adjectives are describing words, and they can tell what the animal looks like or feels like or sounds like. Adjectives will be in green. Last month, we used adjectives and nouns to describe the jungle. Think, what do you remember about the jungle? What do you see in the jungle? Good, I see trees and leaves and vines. I see lots of plants. I see lots of things that are green and brown. This week, we're going to talk about 8 different jungle animals. Let's practice their names with my turn, your turn. My turn, sloths. Your turn. My turn, hedgehogs. Your turn. My turn, parrots. Your turn. My turn, jaguars. Your turn. My turn, chameleons. Your turn. My turn, pythons. Your turn. My turn, crocodiles. Your turn. My turn, gorillas. Your turn. If you want, you can pause the video here and practice saying each animal name one more time. When you describe animals, you use adjectives. You can tell what animals look like, feel like, sound like, or act like. I can see lots of different adjectives on this slide. Animals might be tall, or scaly, or spotty, or large, or slow. We're going to practice lots of different adjectives to describe our jungle animals today. For each sentence, we'll use my turn, your turn. After I say the sentence, it's your turn to repeat it out loud. You can also look at the picture of the animal while we practice. My turn. Sloths are brown. Your turn. Here, we're talking about all sloths, not just one. The S tells us that the animal is plural. Because our subject is plural, we also have to use the plural verb are. If we were talking about one sloth, we would say a sloth is brown. But because we're talking about at least 2 sloths that we can see here in the picture, we use the plural subject and the plural verb. We say sloths are brown. My turn. Sloths are slow. Your turn. Sloths don't move around hardly at all. They spend most of their time just sleeping up in the tree, and when they do move, it's very slow. My turn. Hedgehogs are small. Your turn. My turn. Parrots are colorful. Your turn. Colorful is a really juicy adjective that means something has lots of colors or it's full of colors. If we look at the macaw parrot, we can see all kinds of different colors in its beautiful feathers. That's why we can say parrots are colorful. My turn. Gorillas are big. Your turn. My turn. Jaguars are fast. Your turn. This slide is exciting because we can use a conjunction or a joining word to use 2 adjectives instead of just one. I could say jaguars are big, or I could say jaguars are spotted. If I use the conjunction and, I can put both adjectives in the same sentence. My turn. Jaguars are big and spotted. Your turn. Nice job. My turn. Pythons are long. Your turn. When you describe animals, you can use adjectives to describe their specific body parts. So far, we've just been describing the whole animal, but we can actually use adjectives to talk about one part of that animal, like its horns or feathers, or maybe its tail or its beak. Let's practice using adjectives to describe these jungle animals. Jaguars have long tails. Your turn. The adjective long is describing the tail instead of the whole animal. My turn. Sloths have short tails. Your turn. My turn. Some chameleons have stripes. Your turn. This time we're using a different type of adjective. This is called an adjective of quantity, and it helps us know that we're only talking about some of the chameleons and not all of them. Some of them have stripes and some of them do not. We could also say, some chameleons have dark blue stripes. In this sentence, some is describing the number of chameleons we're talking about, and dark blue is describing the kind of stripes that they have. My turn. Some chameleons have dark blue stripes. Your turn. Nice job, scholars. My turn. Jaguars have black spots. Your turn. Black describes what their spots look like. My turn. Gorillas have black fur. Your turn. My turn. Gorillas have strong arms. Your turn. If you look at the pictures, you can see how big the muscles are on their arms. They use them as a very important body part, and we'll talk tomorrow about what they use them for. Some animals have scales. Snakes, lizards, and fish all have scales. It's what we call their skin. Scales are rough and bumpy. They do not feel the same as our skin or the skin of a furry animal. My turn. Chameleons have rough scales. Your turn. My turn. Pythons have rough scales. Your turn. My turn. Crocodiles have bumpy scales. Your turn. My turn. Crocodiles have strong tails. Your turn. My turn. Crocodiles have sharp teeth. Your turn. My turn. Hedgehogs have pointy quills. Your turn. If we look closely at the hedgehog, we can see it's almost like they have little needles coming off of their body. Each one of those is called a quill. It's called a nice job. These are sharp, which means we can describe them as pointy. We are using the adjective pointy to describe the hedgehog's specific body part. Let's practice one more time. Hedgehogs have pointy quills. Your turn. Now it's your turn to practice coming up with lots of sentences about each animal. First, let's practice describing the whole animal using an adjective. I could say, sloths are slow. Your turn. We could say, pythons are strong. Your turn. How about for crocodiles? Come up with a sentence for crocodiles and say it out loud. Nice job. I was thinking crocodiles are strong, but there are lots of adjectives we could use. Now, come up with a sentence about parrots. Think about which adjective can help you describe parrots. Your turn. Oops. Okay, My idea was parrots are fast because I know they can fly with their wings really quickly, but maybe you said parrots are colorful or parrots are small. Let's try one more. Hedgehogs. Come up with your sentence to describe a hedgehog. Hedgehogs are... I was thinking I might use an adjective that's not on this chart. I might say hedgehogs are pointy or hedgehogs are sharp. Remember, excuse me, you can always use more language than what's on our chart. These are just some ideas. Now, let's practice coming up with some sentences to describe the specific body parts of each animal. Remember, in English, we always put the adjective before the noun. Let's see, I could say gorillas have strong arms. Your turn. I could say pythons have long bodies. Your turn. Notice bodies wasn't on the chart, but I'm using vocabulary from the lesson that I remember. We could say jaguars have black spots. Your turn. We could say, what could we say about chameleons? Think of a way you could describe the body parts of chameleons and say it out loud. Get ready, go. Nice work. I was thinking chameleons have dark blue stripes, or maybe chameleons have rough scales. What about jaguars? Come up with a sentence you could say about the jaguars. Jaguars have, your turn. Nice job. Maybe we say jaguars have sharp claws. Or maybe we say jaguars have strong legs. All of these animals have lots of different body parts we could describe. How about the sloth, scholars? Think of a way you could describe one of the body parts that a sloth has. Nice idea. We could say sloths have long claws. They use them to help them climb trees and make sure they don't fall out of the trees. If you feel like challenging yourself, you could use this sentence frame that's down at the bottom. In this sentence frame, we can use the conjunction and to join two adjectives. So maybe I want to say jaguars are strong and fast. Maybe I want to say sloths are brown and slow. Look at the list above and choose two adjectives to describe one animal. Maybe you could describe parrots. What are two adjectives that both describe parrots? Maybe parrots are colorful and fast. What about the hedgehogs? How could you describe them? Think of two adjectives that describe the hedgehog. We could say hedgehogs are small and pointy. Your turn. Nice job, scholars. If you have time, you can pause the video right here and practice coming up with lots more sentences about the animals. Remember, our goal today was to use those adjectives, those describing words, to tell more about the physical features or what these animals look like. In tomorrow's lesson, we're going to be using the same adjectives and nouns, but we're going to add verbs to explain what they use these body parts to do. Let's look at our last slide. If you're in first grade, you're all done with your lesson. Nice job. If you're in second grade, you're going to go back to your Google Classroom post, and there's going to be another link that says Monday ELD Exit Ticket. When you click on that link, it's going to open up a Google form that has all of the sentence frames, and it's going to ask you to describe one of the animals. You'll type in your name and your class, and then you're going to type your one sentence describing that jungle animal. Great work today, scholars. We'll see you again tomorrow for another lesson.